Okay, so I'm trying to get my first car. Actually, I'm interested in getting a Lion, either a Peugeot 406 or a Peugeot 307, but most likely Peugeot 406. And I saw this 406 posted on Netherland for sale. It's in Abuja and it's direct. I believe meant direct to Kumbu, but with a V6 engine. And I heard people complaining about the V6 engine, considering the fact that it's 406 Prestige direct with a V6 engine and it sells for 850,000 naira. What would you advise? And what is your honest assessment on the engine and the price? Okay, let me even start. Where will I start? Start. Okay, so you prefer Peugeot 406 to Peugeot 307. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. And you say you now saw a Peugeot 406 that is advertised on Nairaland, and the vehicle is for sale. And the vehicle is direct to Kumbo. If I want to understand what you mean by direct, that's it's imported, is a foreign use imported that has not been registered in Nigeria yet, or have not been used or purchased by anybody for private use or commercial for whatever purposes in Nigeria yet. And he said it has a V6 engine that's making it Peugeot 406 V6. So he didn't state what transmission, whether it's used or that's automatic or manual. And he now said people are complaining about the V6 engine. Okay, let me stop here for now. Well, people will always complain. I mean, people back then used to complain of Peugeot 406 generally, not just any of their engines specifically. They used to complain of Peugeot 406, how bad the vehicle is, how the electric cars gives owners nightmares. How, I mean, there was a time itself, it was more like a norm. So people were saying that it's a norm for Peugeot 406 to develop electrical issues once their mileage reach around 100,000 kilometers. You know, it was a popular saying then. In fact, they will advise you. I remember that time. I'm talking about 2010, 2000, from 2010 to 2013 or thereabout. If you go online, like that same Naira, you see a lot of posts telling you once your Peugeot reaches 100,000 kilometers, sell it off because the electrical issues will start at that time and will give you nightmares. So all those kind of things. And people were believing those things anyway. Um, so, so yeah, people will always complain. I mean, that's what majority are known for. That's why I hate democracy to the core, as in, it detests me. I don't know. I mean, imagine, even though I'm digressing, imagine where uh, people who don't even understand what politics or how economy works are the one deciding who to be in charge of that economy. Because the majority are politically illiterate, economically illiterate. You know, so and yeah, because they can vote, they are the ones that will now decide. They vote out of not just ignorance, but also selfishness, because all they care about is who is going to provide free things for me, who is going to make things, even if it's not for free, make it so cheap. Even if at the expense of killing the economy. You know, so that's why democracy is the worst system of governance, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, there are some benefits as well that I will not ignore or claim that they don't exist from democracy. But generally, very bad. So anyway, that aside, so when it comes to majority, the reason why I brought up the democracy thing is because it's a rule by majority, as far as democracy is concerned. However, it's applied in different climes. That one is a different story altogether. So the mob, the majority, they are ignorant on what they are saying. Look at when people complain of something, you realize that the major. Okay, let's say you go to a crowd. You look at the crowd. They are focusing on one person. Maybe it's a political campaign or something. They are focusing on one person, and whatever that one person says, they will start sharing that what that person is saying. As far as this concerned, that thing he said is true. And so everybody there, thousands, millions, believes it immediately, and they will work with whatever he says. So when people are complaining, majority of people are complaining that Peugeot V6 engine is a very bad system or vehicle, or the engine is bad. What do you expect? That's why I say, if you really want to do something good for yourself, if you consider majority opinion, then you probably may need to go back to your mother's womb. You are not ready for this physical life. Unless you want to live this physical life for other people and not for your own life. So the idea of people are complaining about V6, not that nonsense. I mean, you are talking to someone who has owned how many V6 now? Let me count. Is it 4, 5? Maybe if I settle down well, how many years now? Since 2011. I've owned about 4 or 5 V6. You think V6 is that horrible? These Peugeot cars are that horrible? I'm still buying them over and over. If they are giving me that kind of issues, do you think I'll be buying them? I currently have 3 of them. You are saying, so it's very funny when I listen to some of these claims anyway. So ignore that nonsense. That's one of the best things that happened to me. That V6 engine in Peugeot is one of the best things that happened in my life. You have no idea. So I think I'll leave it at that. And then you went on saying, considering the fact that there's a Peugeot 6 Prestige Direct. Let me stop you here as well. There's no such thing as Peugeot 6 Prestige with V6 engine. And also, there's no such thing as Peugeot 6 Prestige foreign use or Tokumbo. It doesn't, no such thing exists. Prestige was a badge on a Peugeot 6 produced only in Nigeria. Maybe you could find them maybe in other African countries or something, but from Europe, no. There's no Peugeot car from Europe that has that Prestige badge, as far as I'm concerned, unless maybe there are 1 or 2, but generally or by standard, no. There's no such thing as Peugeot 6 Prestige foreign assembly from Europe. And there's no such thing as Peugeot 6 V6 with Prestige badge. So if you see any Peugeot 6 that has a Prestige badge, it means that car was produced in Nigeria. And as far as I'm concerned, the Peugeot 6 produced in Nigeria, none of them had V6 engines. So Pan did not produce any Peugeot 6 with V6 engine. So if you are seeing Prestige badge on that car, it means somebody, like I said, either the car was actually produced in Nigeria, or somebody, maybe the dealer or the previous user in Nigeria, bought the badge and pasted it there. So you may have to consider to be sure too, is it what you are saying, that is it a direct Tokumbo or foreign use? Are you sure? I'm not saying the engine now. Forget about the engine. Yes, they didn't produce it in Nigeria. So that one is certain. So, but are you sure the car has not been used in Nigeria? The person pasted that Prestige badge on it before he decided to sell it, and he's not claiming it's direct Tokumbo. I'm not saying, yeah, it was imported. But if it has been used for a while and they decide to sell, you can't really consider it a Tokumbo anymore. It has been used. It may be used for a day or 2 and may still be in the condition of those Tokumbo cars, but you can't call it Tokumbo anymore. You can only say few months use, few days use, stuff like that. So then you wanted to sell the vehicle price is 850,000. Really? Seriously? Are you still calling it Tokumbo? Come on, this is fun. You say Peugeot 406, direct Tokumbo is 850,000. On which planet? In Abuja? I beg. Can I hear what? Sure, are you sure it's not a 419 person? Come on, go to dealer spaces and check direct Tokumbo Peugeot 406, irrespective of engine. I'm not sure, as long as it's saloon, not sure you get anyone less than 2 million naira. So if you see anyone, even the, what's it called, station wagon or SW or estate, Peugeot 406 cost maybe like 1 point something, direct Tokumbo that have not been registered, like 1 point something. So if you see 850,000, even the, what's it called, the ones they bring in and they convert from right hand drive to left hand drive, those ones I'm not sure you get a Tokumbo less than 1 million naira, to be honest. Maybe very close to maybe 1.1, 1.2. I'm not saying it may even be more than that. But 850,000, even if it's right hand drive, because even 307, even Peugeot 307 right hand drive costs more than 1 million naira. Even Peugeot 206 right hand drive converted to left hand drive, imported that have not been registered, cost about 1 million naira. Not to think of Peugeot 406. Wow. So, what would you advise, and what is your honest assessment on the engine? I've already assessed the engine anyway. In other words, I don't want to go into technical, okay, how good it is, how the fuel consumption, there's no point. Like I said, if I could use that engine, I bought my Peugeot 406 V6 manual since 2013, right? March 2013, till today. The engine has not been touched, nothing. What have I done on that engine? Maybe I changed this. I know I've changed the spark plugs. Once, actually, I changed it. It failed. I couldn't find the OEM. So I bought another good brand and put the spark plugs. A few months later, I now saw the OEM. So the other one was still good, but I just removed it because I preferred the OEM. I removed it and kept that one I changed. Unfortunately, somebody came and asked me to borrow that plug for him. In fact, I was even the one that was like, okay, take this plug, go and give it to a mechanic to put, to rule out that your problem is not for your spark plugs. Then whatever it is, bring back the plugs. The person went away with the plugs until today. For about 4 years now, I've not seen anybody. So it's more like he stole the plug and ran away because it was also expensive, just like it wasn't OEM, but very, very good brand, you know. So in other words, it's only once that I've changed that plug since I bought the car in 2013 till today. What else? The thermostats, when they were bringing the car from Lagos to Abuja, they stupidly they went and removed thermostat, most Nigerians, because they didn't want the car to overheat. Stupid human beings. So by the time I got to Abuja, I had to go and buy another thermostat and put. What else? I've changed the timing belt twice since 2013. Just as preventative maintenance, not that it broke. So I've changed the timing belt, auxiliary belt. I've not touched the water pump or any of those things. What else? I've changed the starter motor. I'm just calling out few things. These are wearable parts. Yeah, I've changed the starter motor. In fact, more than once. Of course, any V6 user knows that one of the weak points of that engine is the starter. The starter fails often. So you have to be changing it every once in a while. Though I've seen another way of making it last longer. I think I've done video on that. What else? Nothing. Can't think. Okay, this thing at a point started showing me intermittent faults. The coolant temperature sensor, which uses the same with other engine, EW engine. So I bought it. How much? 5,000. Put it. That was like 2030. That same year I bought it. I scanned the car. It showed me intermittent fault. I just changed it till today. That was it. What else? Okay, oxygen sensors. The two of them, the upstream failed at some point. I've changed the two, and that's all. See, like I said, all these things I'm saying, how much are they? These are just the normal wear and tear. But the engine itself, nothing. So that's the only honest assessment I will tell you concerning the engine. However, this vehicle, okay, I've talked, he said assessment on the engine and the price. I've already assessed the price for you. Anybody telling you that a direct to Kumbo left-hand drive, factory left-hand drive, is 850,000 naira? Hmm. I don't need to go say much on that, so I won't look like I'm trying to discourage you from buying something good, you know. Just that personally, I'll be very, very skeptical. So I will enter into trouble buying that car at that price. Unless the owner, the seller is lying to you that it's actually a Nigerian used vehicle. Or unless maybe you are not stating it clearly. You are saying direct. But what you meant was, okay, it was actually imported, but be used in Nigeria, I want to be sold. Yes, it makes sense. But if you are still telling me that it hasn't been used in Nigeria, come on, come on, seriously. Do you really look down on Peugeot like that? Even clean Nigerian used one cost average of 1 million to 1.5. Nigerian used one, no, not talking about Nigerian used one. That's the average price. The ones that are in good conditions, average of 1 million to 1.5. And you're saying direct to Kumbo is 850. Wow. So, so you have to be very careful on that. And now to the main advice I will give you. Don't go and buy a used Peugeot car without getting an expert involved. It's not what I'm saying here. You now go and say, okay, because I recommended and I praise the engine, you just go and make the payment and then you start complaining. Do not go and buy, because it shows you don't know much about Peugeot car or Peugeot 406 or Peugeot generally. So you don't even understand their system. So if they have abused that car and packaged it so that they will sell it off to somebody who is desperate or greedy or stingy, that would rather risk all his money rather than pay an expert to go and inspect the car for it, to be sure that even if there are some issues on the car to be fixed, which is expected, at least it will just be normal wear and tear and not um, as abuses that may end up, this person may end up spending more than 850,000 naira using buying the car to fix the car. Making the car now, it means you are add up at you're spending close to 2 million naira to buy a car, because we should have probably used to buy it once and for all and walk away. To now buy an abused car and keep dealing with you every now and then. So go and get an expert. And when I mean an expert, I'm talking about Peugeot specialist. I'm not saying local mechanics. Don't go and see. If you are going with a local mechanic, you can as well go by yourself. Trust me. If to you the definition of Peugeot expert means just go to any mechanic that works on Peugeot, or any electrician that works, local electrician works on Peugeot, to go and do pre-purchase inspection for you. Don't bother. That money you give him, even if he's doing it for free, go and buy it yourself. Don't even waste your time. You know why? Because these are the same people that abuse those cars. The same people that put those vehicles or Peugeot cars in horrible condition. How do you expect the person to go there when he sees all those horrible things? Do you think that those horrible things are horrible to him? Do you think he's going to point out to you that, this car, they messed up the engine, or they messed up the cooling system, or they messed up the wiring system? Yeah, it's not bad to him now, because they are the ones that are even doing those things. So do you expect him to tell you all that? To him, it's normal. In fact, it should be done that way. So if you want, you have to spend to prevent you. There are people that may charge less than I charge for that. If you're interested, you contact me privately like you did here, then I'll give you my conditions if you want me to go and inspect that car for you. And I don't negotiate my price. I'm even considering to increase it. So if it doesn't work for you, look for another person, but don't go there alone, because you won't be the only last person that will buy a abused Peugeot car and then start lamenting that they warned him, like you are saying, they warned you now not to go for a visit. You now go out to your for yourself, buy the car, and then you start that they told you so. But you will actually state that truly you will advise not to go and buy it alone. But because now the price is now very, very attractive, 850,000 is very, very attractive. It looks so compelling. You don't want to miss that opportunity. Only for you to jump in and realize you bought a nightmare. Just because a car can start and move, a modern car, that it can start and move does not mean everything is well with that car. You won't know until you take the car home. 2 days later, the engine issue is burnt. They tell you another one, 50, 80, 100,000, you buy it, another one, put the next week is burnt. Before you know it, your BSI is burnt. You keep spending 100,000 almost every week. You do this, you do that. Before you know it, within the space of 3 months, you spend close to 600,000 on the same vehicle you purchased that have not lasted 3 months on your hand. That's when you now understand. That's when it becomes very clear to people, and then they will go online, start scouting for help and this and that. Some will come to me, I'll say, you know what, I warned you before time. For that, deal with your consequences you chose. Then I'll become a wicked man. Very wicked. I didn't want to help anybody. I'm very innocent. I'm now, you always come to that, but I mean, I'm just one man. I have my own life to live too. The best I can do is, if I want to give free advice, I do it the way I do it here. Make your choice. So don't go and do it because it's very attractive. Even if you seem so, find somebody who will go there. It's not that the person is going there not to see any fault. No. Even if I'm going to check a used car, I'm going there actually to see a fault. That's what I do. No matter how clean the car is, my going there is to see a fault, but that fault, let it be something minor. Something that I'm not expect to say, okay, this is what you need to do. Even if you can't do it now, but you need to do this and this, maybe the preventative maintenance ones, do it now. Later, you can gradually fix the other. Or maybe this car doesn't have much issue. The other ones is something you can ignore. It doesn't necessarily need to work on it. Even if you want to, it can even last you for years before you even bother to do those things. All you need to do is preventative maintenance work, and you enjoy your car for years. Those are the things because it's a used car. Not if you want a car that you just put a key and start without having any work to be done on the car, then go and buy a brand new car. That's the difference. You can't buy a used vehicle and expect it to be a brand new car. And not people are not entitled when it comes to buying used something. They believe they want it to serve them like a new something. How can it be? They've been used. And probably the person that sold the car realized that it's no longer worth it to go and fix some of these things, considering that the car value has dropped. So you can as well just sell it and add money and buy another brand new vehicle, or buy another used vehicle, probably newer than that one. So those things that he sold the car for, or that already come up, because once you want to sell a car, there are issues that will come up. You may not even bother yourself anymore to fix it. Let the person that will buy the car do the fixing. So those things will be there. So I hope what this video makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, go ahead and make the purchase. But remember that it's not just the people that told you that VCs are nightmares, that you'll be telling yourself that actually they told you so. Also remember that I also told you so, not to go and buy it yourself. Because right now, even for what you stated here, this car has a lot of red flags already. But I won't condemn a car I have not seen because of what you just said here. The car might actually be a very good car in good condition, even if it's Nigerian used. It may be a car I will even gladly recommend to a client. So I won't say because the claim is direct to Kumbo, or you are mistakenly saying it's direct to Kumbo, and the price is reflecting Nigerian used vehicle. I won't condemn the vehicle because of that, or because I've not seen it. And if it's right-hand drive to left-hand drive, as far as Peugeot 406, I don't recommend them. I don't care how clean they are. There are some Peugeot cars, I may say, okay, if you want to buy, buy, even if it's converted from right-hand drive to left-hand drive, but not Peugeot 406. Not, I will never, ever do that as far as Peugeot 406 is concerned. Because I know some issues, people that converted Peugeot 406 from right-hand drive to left-hand drive normally have, no matter how good they do that conversion. So unless if you can avoid it, that's why I always tell people avoid it. If you want to do it, go ahead and do it, but at least know that there are some of these issues may come up during the ownership. So if I'm going there to inspect a car for a client and this that conversion, I walk away. Simple as that. So right now we don't even know if it's converted or not. I hope this makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, maybe it makes sense to some other person in this similar situation that watch this video. Okay, that's all.